Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're going to do a tutorial review and swatches of Beauty Creations' newest vintage romance shadow palette. This is like the collection, right? I didn't get the PR box. The PR box is $27.50, I believe. $27.99, you guys. So when you get the box, it comes with this paper, you want to call it that, cardboard notification, whatever the heck you want to call it, like a little slip. It says Beauty Creations, and then it says to our vintage romance, and in the back it says, who doesn't love a good romance story? It tells you the prices. So like the blush duo, which I have, that one costs $6. The Love Potion Mist, which is the setting spray, costs $6.99. The eyeshadow palette costs $12, okay? And the Vintage Romance PR collection costs $27.99 for everything. Now, I didn't bother ordering the PR collection because I didn't want to end up with a box. I'm just being honest. I don't want the dang box. I just want the products. So I ordered just the products individually. I think I bought, like, paid somewhere upwards of 25 something, and then I used, I believe, Trend Mood to like get some percentage off, some money off. And then I think in the end I paid a good, because shipping is crazy from there. I have to pay, yeah, you pay a good penny. So what they have going for them is that the makeup is affordable, right? The palettes are cheap. So I'm going to start with the setting spray, you guys. I love how this stuff smells. It smells like roses, straight up. Fresh picked roses. Now, if you don't like roses, this is not going to be your thing. But I personally love roses. And I haven't used it yet because I was waiting for the actual review, you know. And I was like, okay, well, I'll use it after I get it. And then we'll just do this. So let's... Ooh, I love that smell though, you guys. It smells like fresh rose. It obviously it has rose water in it, but there's nothing in the back that says, it just says fragrance, castor oil, aloe barbadness, all kinds of stuff that I can't even pronounce. I'm not even gonna try. Water, apart from water, glycol, I don't know. It smells like roses. I like it. I really love that scent. So I've always been a rose fanatic. So I don't know, everybody's different, right? Next, you guys have this blush duo. It's called You Plus Me Blush Duo. And it's super cute, right? It comes like this. The packaging is like white with red when you first get the collection. But the slip just slips right off, right? And then the actual packing slip to the palette is way different. It's red with white all over it. I don't know why it's got this little security scan sticker right there on the back. Discontinue favoritation. Not tested on that. It's cruelty free. That's about it. So when you open it up, it says Beauty Creation. It does have a little protectant for the shadows. You Plus Me eyeshadow. Look at that. And the You Plus Me blush duo. I mean, you guys, not eyeshadow. One is this rosy tone blush. I do have that one on this side. And then Do Me is more of like this nude. I want to call it like almost like a mauve. I don't know. You can still see it on this side. So obviously I took it, right, and I applied it. The Wink Wink is the one on this side. So this is that one that's right here. Wink Wink has a heart indentation on it. Do Me has a little pair of lips. So Wink Wink is the one right here, you guys. And it's very pretty. It's like this blush pink to me. It still shows up on my skin tone. Obviously, that's the one that I went for because I like the intense blushes. So I did add it, obviously, another one on the different... This is a different blush. This is the other brush. I didn't want to do it for the review. I wanted to keep it separate. That way you guys can see how they look on each cheek. But me personally, this is my favorite. These are the ones that I go for. It's going to work for someone lighter. I'm not so sure it's going to work for someone darker because even though I feel like it still shows up on me, maybe 2 tones darker than me, but very dark chocolate, I don't think it's going to do much. It's barely intense. It's actually intense enough. It might do something. I think it should. I think it would, because honestly it does look, you know. And I'm going to give you guys a little arm swatch so you guys can see anyways. This is the Wink Wink one. I don't know. I feel like it's buildable. You know, it's not so bad. It's not that light. I was kind of like thinking it was going to be super light like ColourPop. This is already 4 swatches, you guys. I'm just trying to get it to, because it's a buildable blush. So that's very pretty, right? It's like a peachy, it's a pink rosy one. So next on this side, we have Do Me over here. And like I said, Do Me reminds me so much of like a mauve pink almost, like a nude. I don't know. This one is super subtle. I can see it, but it's not, it would look 1,000 times better on someone lighter than me. Because it barely shows up on me, and I don't feel like it complements my skin tone very much. It sort of like looks kind of ashy on my skin tone. You could see the color, but like I said, it doesn't complement. It sort of like looks weird. So that's why I'm saying you can still see it, right? It clashes with my skin tone. It looks kind of, you can see it looks powdery on there, and it just clashes it. That's why this one looks more obviously, I like the intense blushes, you guys. I like you to see my blushes, but this one's okay. This one's good. Especially if you're lighter than me, this is definitely the way to go. You know, this is going to look super pretty. But barely works on me, so definitely not brown skin friendly for this one. I wouldn't even bother with that. If you're going to go, obviously, I think the other one might still work. Wink Wink will still work, I think, for darker. But this one definitely not, right? And I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys to even bother buying it if you can only really use one blush, right? I think it's worth buying both of the blushes. Well, I think it's worth buying the blush palette, period, if both of them are going to work for you. That's how I think anyways. Because for me, when I have one blush that only works for me, I tend to not want even the palette. Like, why do I want you? But I decided to take the risk. So I was like, okay, I'm like somewhere in between somewhere all the time. So I just decided to take the risk. I was like, let's see if it shows up at all. But yeah, you guys, it's not a bad palette. It's super pretty. I think it's a nice one. This is the palette. It comes like this. I love that I did it like a little love letter sort of thing, right? It looks like it says Vintage Romance USA. You can actually feel the little heart of the stamp. And this little kisses right here, those little stamps. To Vintage Romance Shadow Palette. In the back, it has a little like, you know, sealed with a kiss sort of thing. That is super cute. Like, when I saw that, you guys, I was like, dang, they went for details, right? And then this is the front of the palette. Now, the palette itself, along with all of this stuff, they're all cardboard, but they're like those satin type of cardboards. So it's very soft. The material that they use is not regular cardboard. It doesn't feel like any of my other palettes. I would say it's comparable if you own a Alter Ego palette, like any Alter Ego palette, the way that their cardboard feels satiny, like soft, their packaging, that's similar, very similar to that. So when you open the palette up, it says Beauty Creations right here. This is covered, the mirror is covered completely with a little film, Vintage Romance Shadow Palette, and these are the tones in here. It's a very, obviously, if you don't like reds, if you don't like bold pinks, you're not going to like this palette because this palette didn't come to play. You do have the 1, 2, 3, 4 neutrals that you would consider neutrals, plus the black, maybe if you want to consider that. That black is more like a cool tone, isn't it? It's not really like a warm tone. So, and then you have, I love that, first of all. I use that one today. I use that one, and I use Bear as my transition shade. Bear is very, very pretty. So, before we start the swatches, I totally forgot to give you guys an arm swatch of that second flash. Nobody taught me nothing. Okay, so let's do Me real quick. This is just, and I'm going to have to build it up because obviously it looks super light too. So let's just do that real quick and then I'll start the swatches for the palette, you guys. This is that second one. So this is Wink Wink and this is Do Me. So now for the swatches, I'm going to start right here and I'm going to go clear across till we get to the end. You guys already know how we do this here, okay? First color is called Angel Cheeks. It is a very nude, light, matte. It's a matte. I'm going to give it 2 swatches. So I think for me, maybe still transition shade. I'm not really impressed with that color though, but it's not a bad color. Definitely not. Baby Doll is a shimmer with glitter. I used this today. I really love this formula. It's very pretty. The more you put it on, right, the more intense it becomes. You can see all those glitters. I use that. It's so pretty. It's so intense. I love it. Heartthrob is a matte with glitter in it. It's such an intense Santa red. Just like perfect for Valentine's Day, right? Look at that. I didn't get to use that today. Not like that. I'm Yours. This is just a straight up metallic shimmer. It doesn't, this one honestly, it doesn't impress me very much because I know I have other tones very similar to that one. And there's like a lot of reds in here. I would have wanted them to, if it were me, right, I would have done away with I'm Yours, definitely. You do not even need that one because it is super plain to all the formulas that are in here. It's like, why do you even need that? You could have gotten rid of that one and gave me another chocolate tone maybe, or another neutral. I don't know. In the next row, we have Romance Night. This is another matte with glitter. This is a chocolate tone matte. Definitely, it does show up a little bit patchy, you guys, and I'm thinking that's just the glitter. But it is buildable. Bear is just caramel type of nude. It's like, yeah, it's like a caramel peach. Honestly, I like it. It's a very buildable color. It doesn't show up very intense right away, so you do have to build it up. I don't know. I liked it. It did show up on my skin tone, but for someone darker, I think still transition shade would be good. Someone lighter definitely is going to show up, obviously, right? Next, you have Tied Down. This is another glitter. This is like a straight up shimmer with glitter. I don't know. I like these formulas. They're super pretty the way Beauty Creation makes them. And they're so freaking intense. Like, ugh. Look at that one. If I wouldn't have used this one, I definitely would have went for that pinky tone one. Because it is such a blinding type of glitter. And you need no adhesive. Like nothing. It sticks on so well by itself. French Kiss is a magenta pink matte. Now before I finish that swatch, you guys, I want to show you guys because I'm so bummed that French Kiss has a little kiss right there, like a little lip. And after I'm going to be done with swatching, like, you're not going to see no dang lips anywhere. This one does show up a little bit patchy right here, too. I don't think it might be just the swatch versus eye performance. I don't think it's going to give you any problems. But to say that that color is intense pink, like, it didn't come to play, okay? I love that one. In the next row, we have All Over You. This one is just this super intense wine red. I used this one today, and I just love it. It's such a beautiful color. You could almost call it like a burgundy red. Whipped. This one, oh God, I don't like it. It is a wildfire shimmer. I love that color. Obviously, it's like a champagne. Yeah, it's like a champagne pinky tone. It's very pretty. It's just, I had just crazy flakage on my cheeks, right? And even though I used it only because I had no other choice, like, there are no other ones to be used as an inner corner highlight besides that. All the other ones, this one would have looked dark on top of dark on top of dark, right? And then all the other colors in here, look at this is the only option they give you for basically an inner corner highlight. If you wanted to stand out, given. Of course, you don't want to use these glitters on your inner corner highlight because don't take the risk, please. Don't take it from it to getting into your eye. Obviously, I use glitter, but I always use it in this general area. I don't be doing it right here or right here. I'm not risking my eyes like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the only one they gave me. It's not a bad color. I feel like it's very similar to maybe a Super Shock Shadow. It's just, I just feel like it's not one of those type of shimmers that I'm used to. It flakes off a lot. Like the formula, you know, you can just rub it on and you see little specks floating in the air. And then you have Amore. Amore is such a beautiful, I want to call it like a magenta red. This one I used today too. This one matches perfectly with my shirt that I have on. Like, ugh. This is already 3 swatches, okay? It is a buildable magenta. Then last you have Boy Toy, and Boy Toy is a straight up black with glitter in it. It's got all these silver tone glitters, okay? Very pretty. I loved it. I used it too to smoke out the corner right there. And these are all the tones in this palette. Definitely not a bad palette. You know, out of the ones that I just did right now, obviously the brown one right here that's called Romance Night shows up a little bit patchy. This one, All Over You, a tiny bit. And then everything else was pretty much fine. This one kind of does too, that red that's called Heartthrob. But I don't feel like it gives a lot of problems. And the biggest thing I want you guys to take in right now, right? Because a lot of people have such high expectations and they'll ask me, is the formula good? I'm telling you, the formula is good for $12. Do not, please, do not compare this to a Natasha Denona. It is not a Natasha Denona. Now, am I recommending it? Yes, because for $12, this is freaking good. I don't want you guys to start, because people have such bad habits of saying, well, it's a crappy formula. Well, it's $12. I don't know what you expect for $12. It doesn't take a whole lot to please me, okay? At least not when it comes to things like this. Like, I am not the type of person to go in and expect, oh, it's going to blend and everything's going to be cupcakes and roses for $12. Come on. Come on. It's pretty. I like it. I don't, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, it's your money. Do you want to spend it? It's $12. I don't think it's expensive. I think it's very affordable. It's very pretty. I only see like 2, maybe 3 that might like somewhat patchy, and that's about it. Everything else is doable here. The blushes are super pretty. If you're lighter than me, it's gonna work for you. If you're my skin color, obviously Wink Wink is gonna work for you. Do Me, just, I don't like it. I think it looks kind of weird on my skin tone. It looks like kind of off, but it's not bad either. Obviously, if you're darker than me, I only recommend Wink Wink because I think that might still work for you, but I don't feel like Do Me is going to do anything. If anything, you could probably use Do Me as like a shadow, like a transition shade, but I don't know. I'm the type of person that if only one shadow, like one blush will work for me, I won't bother. I had high hopes that maybe because in the pictures it looks a lot darker, and I was like, I think this might work. Like, but at the same time, you have to think about it this way. This was $6, you guys. I don't have a lot of complaints for $6. Obviously, even this, look at the setting spray, costs $6.99, okay? I have one here from Lancome, which this one costs a good, what, $35 or so? This is 3.5 fluid ounce. This one is 4.0 fluid ounce, look at. So, obviously, this one has more product, $6.99. And this one has less, and this one costs more. So it really just depends on you. You know, what can you afford? What do you want to pay for the product, right? I don't like people bashing palettes when they're like $12. And they're like, well, it's crap. Well, you paid $12. I don't know what you were expecting. I'm not the type of person to have high expectations for something that costed that cheap. Now, if I spend $65 for a Natasha Denona, you better come through, girl, with that palette, because I already paid, you know, $65 for that palette because I have high expectations of that palette. But let me tell you, I own 3 Natasha Denonas and I only like one. I don't like the other 2. I have them just there in my collection. I don't even want to sell them at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm just stuck with them. I'm just going to sit there and just like hate you from far away. Like, so I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully that helped you guys, you know, decide whether you guys want this collection. I think it's cute. I think it's really pretty. The little touches that they added to it to make it look like little cards and love cards or whatever the heck, I think it's cute. So if you guys want to see how I created this look today, then just stay tuned. Okay, so you guys, for my first color, I'm going to use the color right here that's called Bear. It is just like a very neutral brown, you know. And that's the one you guys are going to see me use as my transition shade, okay? And then for my next color that I'm going to use, I use Amore, if you want to, it's like, it's got an A-M-O-R-E, so it's like Amore. It's like a very ruby tone matte, and I basically took it and just patted it on my entire eyelid, okay? And that is what I'm going to do. I also took that same Amore shade and just applied it all down here, okay? I also did that, so just letting you guys know. So now I'm going to take Baby Doll right here, which is a red, it's a red shimmer with glitter in it. It's very vibrant. You can actually see like the shimmer formula, and you can see all those very standout kind of red glitters in there. This is super pretty when you look at it in, you know, in person. So I'm just going to take that and just apply it on my entire lid right here, just about halfway, because right here I'm going to add another color, okay? So now I'm going to take All Over You, which is like a dark, I want to call it like a wine red matte, and it's just super dark. I'm going to take that color and I'm just going to apply it right here in this corner and then down here, okay? Because we're going to use another color too. On top of that, we're going to use that black, but for now, I'm going to try to just intensify that corner, like smoke it out. And that is what I'm going to do. So now we're going to take Boy Toy right here, and Boy Toy is just a black. I don't want to call it like super dark black because it doesn't look like that. It looks like more of a grayish black. I don't know, maybe because it has micro glitters in there and then it makes it look like that. It's really weird to explain, but it's black essentially, and you can see all the silver tone glitters throughout it. It's crazy how they have two ones right here, you know, two little mattes with glitters, but this one, actually they have three. This one, these two are the worst offenders. This one is just like so fine glitter that you can't really tell it's there. And these ones just stand out so much. So I'm just going to take that Boy Toy black and I'm going to apply it right here. Just smoking out that look just like I did over here, see? And that's what I'm going to do. So for my inner corner highlight, you guys, I used Whip. It is a wildfire shimmer, but it's like pretty much the only lightest shimmer that I could probably use and get away with it as an inner corner highlight. So I didn't really have any problems. Yeah, you guys, I did have a tiny bit of little like trying to spread, but just do your best. That's all I can say. You already know about those dang shimmers like that. So that's what you guys gonna see me do. I'm just gonna apply it in there with my finger, okay? So that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me go put some mascara. I'm going to put some black in my waterline, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up, okay? So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. I really love these intense reds. Like, I live for intense reds. So, yeah, you guys, let me back you guys out, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, guys, so I'm back. I have to say, I really like this palette. I don't feel like it's a bad palette. I really like the tones in here. I don't have any use for Angel Cheeks, but I mean, I use Babe as my transition shade, and that one works for me as a transition shade. I feel like that one's a little bit too light for my taste. With a really good base, it probably would work for anyone, because I've seen people darker than me do that. They just use like a really cut crease and they pat that on there, and their looks turn out beautiful. So if it works for someone darker than me, then I'm pretty sure it'll probably work for anyone. It's just my personal preference. I don't like the light ones. I've never liked the light ones. I know people use it as like a brow bone type of thing, highlighter. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's really soft. Even then, I think as a transition shade, it's probably still workable for me. But the other ones I love in here. I love this French Kiss. It's like a magenta pink. I was going to use that originally. I tried to use that as my my blush, and it actually shows up like a blush. Is really good. But so I bought the whole entire collection, so I have the blushes. I was like, well, I'm gonna do the blushes. I do have one blush from the collection on each cheek. So I'll be doing that in the beginning of the video for you guys. But other than that, I like it. I'm not too crazy about that shimmer, but everything else, it's beautiful. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.